to the player to do whatever they want. And so, you know, I want to talk about that.
I mean, trying to look at how to tell a story, right? Like, we wanted to tell this big epic story, and do that in a way that let the player sort of relay emotion and have these emotional moments. And we realized, there's only so much, if you play Fallout 3, Liam Neeson is the voice of your dad, and there's some good emotional beats there, but there's only so much you can do when you're just clicking on a line of dialogue and there's no spoken response, and you can't. So the emotional depth that we got by having a voice protagonist were actually way more intense than I even expected at the advantages of it.
Yeah, some of that was logistical. Can we?
Right.
We didn't want to hold back what we would usually do with, all of the choice we want. So, they have spent years on it. Each of them have recorded over 13,000 lines. And also, we found, two great voice actors for the male and female players.
Yeah. Well, Todd, could you believe it? We actually have him here.
Believe it.
Yeah. So we'd like to welcome to the stage voice actors Brian T. Delaney, Courtney Taylor, and voice director Kalo Bogdanovich. How'd I do? God well.
Hey there. How's it going?
Thanks, Bria.
There you go, Bria. Steven.
So welcome, guys. It's pretty exciting to have you guys. And I guess Courtney wasn't able to make it.
Yeah, she's lost somewhere in the electronic miasma.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you guys get started on the project?
I started out almost 4 years ago now. I had done voice direction for one of the DLCs for New Vegas, and then later I worked on Skyrim. And when they started putting this project together, well, I guess they had been working on it for a couple of years, but when they started hiring people who do what I do, we did some early tests about 4 years ago, and that's when I jumped on board, and it's just been like one of the highlights of my career. I'm really taking this time.
Highlights of mine, too. I remember I looked it up. July 9th, 2013 was my first day of work. And I remember I knew this was going to be a big deal, but I didn't know the game title. I only knew the code name. Yeah. So we show up, and I do the first line, which happens to be War Never Changes. And I say, Cal, just can you tell me what the name of the game is? And he says, well, yeah, the line. Right, the line, of course. Yeah, I know. I didn't. So when he told me and the scope of the game and what they were doing and what Todd and the team were doing, it kind of blew me away. Even more so than when I first found out I booked the job. So pretty cool.
What are some unique characteristics of working on a project this massive compared to other things you've worked on?
The number one difference between this and the many other games that I've worked on is the amount of time and care that has gone into the writing and then the recording of this material. I don't know how much you guys know about this, but in a lot of other games, AAA games, they'll wait till like the last month or two to record everything for the game, and it's a huge rush. Sometimes you're doing like 100 lines an hour, and it's nuts. To have had the artistic luxury of being able to work on this with these two, unfortunately Courtney's not here, these two incredibly talented actors for as long as we have, almost 3 years, definitely 3 by the time it launches, is just, it shows an attention to detail and a respect for the material and for the audience that you just don't see elsewhere. It's really extraordinary.
And for you guys, what's it been like working with them?
Awesome. It's, again, that goes back to, if we're going to really do this the way we want, we need to logistically figure out how we can record voice for 4 years. And so, Cal came in early. We did some, there's some performance capture we do in the game, so there's that part of it as well. And we were anxious, you know, about having a voice because like it changes like how do I feel about my character. And when we heard Brian and Courtney, and we obviously we auditioned a ton of people. I don't know if you know how many.
Oh yeah.
It was
Yeah, really?
oh yeah.
So you were number one.
And we'd have team voting. So we would put up various pictures of different character faces and make everybody in the team, you know, everybody in the team listen to them. And like, okay, because sometimes you get a good voice, but it doesn't feel right to everybody. And it was like a, you know, Courtney Taylor.
Yay!
Courtney Taylor.
Can you hear us?
You made it.
I just looked at my phone, sorry.
This was a late idea, by the way. Everybody like, oh, you should come. It'll be great. But anyway, finding them really made all the difference. And it's weird. Actually, today's the first day I actually met face to face, and like I've been listening to his voice as the character, and they both have really owned the characters for years, and it got better and better and better. And we'll speak to it too, because most of the writing.
You talk about, well, so that, you know, you can play the game as a female protagonist or male protagonist, and you, so everything, so either gender can do everything in the game, right? So it was really cool for me to see the differences in the lines and the things that Brian brought and the things that Courtney brought were sometimes completely different. Like I would write them a certain way, or the designers would write these things a certain way, and you would expect a certain performance, and then they would deliver something way beyond what you even expected. And so that actually happened very early. And that, you know, you spoke a little bit earlier of trust. It establishes trust with, you know, we have this very emotional story, and the trust you have to have with these, you know, these folks are gonna knock it out of the park. It just, the recording sessions almost became conversational, you know what I mean? Just like, let's go in, let's do it, you know? And the communication to be able to talk to these guys and Hal about, that's not working, can we try it this way? Yeah, all the difference. That's awesome.